My name is Adam Eason. My name is wonderful, beneficial changes in your life. Wonderful, beneficial changes in your life. Logical, rational, and analytical logic become rational and unconscious, utilized with hypnosis. You get a different feeling. You're unconscious, you're unconscious, My name is Adam Eason. My name is Adam Eason.
Welcome to this unique Adam Eason experience. Relax, open your mind, and enjoy.
Hello there, I am Adam Eason of adam-eason.com. That's just Adam Eason with a hyphen in the middle.com. You know, I get asked a great deal of some of the best ways to hypnotize yourself. And, of course, I always say to people, go and get a simple introduction to self-hypnosis by downloading the free session of the homepage of my website, or go and get my self-hypnosis book. But also, I often share an old favourite that many people talk about and write about, a technique that is used by many throughout the ages that's often referred to as the Betty Erickson self-hypnosis process. It's a really interesting technique to hypnotize yourself. It's known as the Betty Erickson technique because she devised it to take yourself into hypnosis. Betty's husband, Milton Erickson, is someone that is referred to throughout the field of hypnosis and hypnotherapy. He's a renowned hypnotherapist and psychiatrist. This technique to hypnotize yourself is entirely attributed to her, Betty Erickson. The method is based on a couple of basic premises and ideologies. Firstly is that we think our thoughts in pictures, sounds and feelings. So you need to follow that premise for this hypnosis technique to work effectively. When we think in pictures, we're referring to external things that we see and the internal images that we create. And this include remembered images, what does your bedroom look like, for example, as well as constructed images, what would it look like if you redecorated it, as well as the actual real things that we see about us. When we think in sounds, there are the things that we hear and the internal sounds that we create. And this includes remembered words or sounds, so if you think about your favourite piece of music, or if you imagined words or sounds, imagine that song being sung by one of your friends in the pub. And also include your internal dialogue as well as real, actual live sounds that occur around us. And then, of course, there are things that we feel. These can be actual physical sensations or imagined ones. Can you imagine being at the seaside and just paddling in the cool sea? The experience of hypnosis is typically an inwardly focused one, in which we move away from the environment that we're within, that's around us, and we turn our attention inward and focus it. And this process, this technique to hypnotize yourself, does exactly that. And it's done in 10 steps, and I recommend that you take each step and take a bit more time on it than I'm running through, but here's to learning that process. Step 1. You find a comfortable position and you get yourself relaxed and settled. Get into a position that you're going to be able to maintain easily for the time that you're going to hypnotize yourself. It can be sitting or lying down, though sitting is recommended to prevent you from falling asleep, for example. Get yourself centered, just looking in front of you and breathing slowly and easily. Let yourself relax. Step 2 is just have a think about the length of time that you intend to spend hypnotized, and make a statement to yourself about it, such as, I'm going to hypnotize myself for 10 minutes, or however long you want. And I think you'll be delighted to discover how well your own internal clock can keep track of the time for you. Step 3. Have a think. What would you like to get out of this? So make a statement to yourself about the reason that you want to hypnotize yourself. In this process, just allow your mind to work on an issue, rather than necessarily giving yourself suggestions throughout. But that is another technique for another clip. So our purpose statement here should reflect that fact. I recommend that you phrase it to yourself something along the lines of, I'm going to hypnotize myself for the purpose of allowing my mind to make adjustments that are appropriate to assist me with blank. And you just fill in the blank with whatever you want to achieve, such as developing more confidence in social situations, for example. The actual words at this stage aren't nearly as important as the fact your statement acknowledges that you are turning this process over to your mind. And Betty Erickson's model of hypnosis meant that you were turning over the process to your unconscious mind. This idea that there's a deeper level of mind in there. Step 4 is that looking out in front of you, notice 3 things, one at a time, that you see. So go slowly, pausing for a moment on each. It's preferable that they be small things, such as a spot on the wall, a door handle, or the corner of a picture frame, for example. And some people like to name the items as they look at them. So you say to yourself, I can see the handle on the door, or I can see the lever on the window. Step 5 then is now you turn your attention to your auditory channel and just notice one by one 3 things that you hear. So you'll notice that this allows you to start to incorporate sounds that are going on in your environment and not actually being distracted by them. So you just do the same, notice, state inside of your mind 3 different sounds that you hear. Step 6 is that you then attend to your feelings and you notice 3 sensations that you can feel right now. That can be anything from the sensation of your wristwatch to a feeling of excitement in your tummy, and go slowly from one to the next. It's useful to use sensations that are usually outside of your awareness. So that might include the weight of your glasses on your nose, or the texture of your shirt on your body, for example. Then step 7 is that you continue the process using 2 visuals, 2 auditories, then 2 feelings. Then in the same manner, continue slowly with 1 of each. And this is the external portion of the process to hypnotize yourself. Then we step into the internal part. So step 8 then is you now close your eyes. You bring an image into your mind. And you don't have to work too hard at this, let it be fun and explorative. You can construct an image, or you can simply take whatever comes. It might be a point of light. It may be a beautiful beach where you might see your own car or a piece of fruit. I'm not going to scare you with the kind of ideas that randomly pop into my mind, but if something comes to you, just use it. If nothing comes, then feel free to put something into your mind. Step 9, just pause, let a sound come into your awareness, or generate one and name it. So although this is technically the internal part, if you do happen to hear a sound outside or in the room with you, it's okay to use that inside of your mind. Remember, the idea is to incorporate things that you experience rather than being distracted by them. Typically, in the absence of environmental sounds, you can imagine hearing whooping hallelujahs from a gospel choir, or laughter of your friends. This is all nice, positive, good stuff. Step 10 then is that you now become aware of a feeling and you name it. It's preferable to do this internally, so use your imagination. Something like imagining the warmth of the sun on my face, or the sensation of water on my skin when I'm swimming, something along those lines. However, as with the auditory, if you have an actual physical sensation that gets your attention, then use that. And then, as we did with the external stimulus, now just repeat the process with 2 images inside of your mind, 2 sounds inside of your mind, 2 feelings inside of your mind. Repeat the cycle once again using 3 images, 3 sounds, and 3 feelings. Then you just complete the process by opening your eyes when your allotted time is up. It's not unusual to feel a little bit spaced out or to have wandered off somewhat at certain times. At first people think that they've fallen asleep, but generally you'll find yourself coming back automatically at the end of that allotted time that you've set yourself, before you chose to hypnotise yourself. Trust that you weren't sleeping and that your mind was doing what you asked of it. Many people don't even get all the way through the process, and that's perfectly okay. If you should complete the process before the time has ended, then perhaps you can then just carry on and continue with 4 images and 4 sounds and feelings, and then 5 and so on. It's a simple way of just getting you acquainted with how to hypnotise yourself. Of course, there are many other simpler and more complex methods too. I hope you enjoy that. Many thanks for listening. I'm Adam Eason of adam-eason.com. That's Adam Eason with a hyphen in the middle.com. Goodbye for now.